Is this a perfect butter and sage ravioli? What do you think?
È saporita assai.
Let's get started with some fresh egg pasta. Just pour the flour onto your work surface, make a little well in the flour and slip the eggs inside. Now, just like they used to do it, mix it with a fork. Widen the well by pulling in the sides towards the center, and since the ingredients are now mixed enough, we can knead the dough by hand. The dough is ready, so wrap it in some plastic wrap, and then it should rest at room temperature for at least half an hour. In the meantime, I can work on making the stuffing. Heat some olive oil in a pan and then in goes the spinach. Let the spinach cook for just about a minute with the stove at a high temperature. And now that they've gotten a little flavor, I will cover them with the lid. Lower the temperature and let them cook for 5 or 6 minutes. Our spinach has softened, and it is also normal that they have lost some of their volume and reduced down. Drain them to remove all of their excess water. Give them a good old squish. Once they have been well squashed, it is time to chop them up. Transfer the cooked spinach into a bowl, add just a pinch of salt, then finish your spinach mixture by adding some grated cheese. And the ricotta. I like to flavor it with a bit of black pepper and with a dash of some very fragrant nutmeg. Mix it all together with a fork and our spinach mixture is ready. Now it's finally time to roll out the dough. Cut off a piece of dough, dust it with a pinch of semolina and flatten out the dough. Time to turn on our dough sheeter. Start by setting the thickness to a thicker setting and then gradually reduce the thickness. This will help us create very, very thin sheets of dough. Now, little by little, as necessary, we can stop and dust our dough with a bit more semolina if the dough is too wet. If instead we notice that the dough isn't quite coming out right, we simply have to refold the dough and then slide the piece back between the rollers. This method will give the dough a much more even and smooth shape. The dough is nice and thin, so let's even out the edges and then divide the sheet. I transferred the filling into a piping bag. If you don't have one, don't worry. You can also use a teaspoon, it will work just as well. Fill the first sheet. At this point, our dough may be slightly dry. Brush the dough with just a little bit of water, and the problem will be solved. Cover with the other sheet of dough. Here, we have to be very, very, very careful, and using your fingers, press all of the air out. To make perfect ravioli, you have to be very precise. So, leave a border of 4.5 centimeters around each one. With a little time, you will definitely become a pro. Time to finish the rest of the dough. I will roll it and stuff it, and then we'll see the results. Look at our well-formed ravioli. They are ready to be cooked, but first we have to melt some butter in the pan. Because our ravioli only need a few minutes to cook, we'll also add in our sage to flavor the butter. This topping is a classic, but it is always a winner. And then, into pre-salted and boiling water, we can submerge our ravioli. They will cook for 1 to 2 minutes, and in the meantime, take a ladle of the pasta water and pour it into the pan and create a nice emulsion. Yeah, it is time to drain our cooked ravioli. To coat the ravioli, gently swirl the pan, because if you use a wooden spoon, you risk breaking the ravioli, which are very delicate. They are ready to be plated. A good sized portion. These butter and sage ravioli look so beautiful and creamy. I simply cannot wait to taste them.
Sono saporita assai.